Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, Technical Trader, Thursday night, June the 9th. Well, the market finally bounced today and looked like a pretty good rally. We'll see if it lasts. There's still quite a few stocks we're following that look good and extending and breaking out. ADES is one of them that we noted over the last couple sessions had broken out with a big breakaway gap, formed a two-day little consolidation. Then today and yesterday we started to move up again. Need to see more volume, but the stock was up 5.7% or 93 cents. And at this point, it's into that big down gap from April, which I think they may try to fill. So look for something up towards 20 and a half short term. AIS, Antares Pharmaceutical, a new one that we spotted today breaking out of a long base and multi-year highs going back to '07. That's a 4-year high. There is some resistance up around 215, but if that's taken out, we can see a spike up in the stock. Keep a close eye on it. Today's volume of 2.9 million, very heavy. And the key point was that it broke $1.95.96 where resistance was. Let's see what it can do with 215.18 tomorrow. Gets through that, maybe something up around 235.40 may be doable. ARIA. This idea of ours from a couple of weeks ago actually rolled over first, then bounced, and has come up from 7 3/4 to 963 just in the last 4 sessions. Today, a clean breakout across the declining top line and channel and through lateral price resistance here. Encouraging. Volume was 5.9 million, quite nice and heavy. Looking for a move to the top of the channel around 10 3/4, 11 short term. AXK extended its rally, got up to 768, backed off. Still up 92 cents at 717 today. It's almost 15%. Volume was heavy at 810,000. That's quite heavy for that stock, the biggest in about 3 months. You can see the clean break out of the wedge and now through the March spike high at the angle of ascent. Looks like we could see the stock make a big run here. Keep your eyes on this one, at least for something in the 10-11 range and perhaps even as high as mid-teens. Biolase Technologies made a nice move today, jumping through key lateral price resistance and its 50-day moving average on an increased volume and a gain of almost 11%, 57 cents, to close at 586, right at the high for the day going away. There is resistance and our target up around 690. Through that, looking at 7 3/4 and then maybe as high as 9. Caliper Life Sciences made a significant move today. We put it on our swing trade portfolio. The stock popped. We're at 36 cents or 5%. Closed not far off the session high and maybe headed for a quick move towards the 8 1/4 level. On a long-term chart, a secondary target up around 10 at the top of the channel lateral price resistance. Majesco Entertainment, cool, was acting very cool today, and it jumped to 419 at one point, testing the April highs, but backed off to close at 401. Still up 33 cents or 9% on 5 1/4 million. That's the heaviest volume we've seen since March, and at this point we may see a breakout and a run that takes us to 5 short term, maybe 5.5. CPRX, Catalyst Pharmaceuticals, popped last week, backed and filled. Should I say last week, and this week was backing and filling until today when it popped 28 cents or 17% on 900,000 shares. That's the biggest volume all week, and the largest volume this year other than last Friday's big breakaway. Now notice that the pullback held right at the breakout point, and then yesterday was an inside day and narrow and low volume. Today we got the pop, looking for a move to test the 265.70 range short term. Elan, one of our swing trades of recent days, and it continues to move higher. Beautiful rising channel. It is accelerated to this line, which was the top of the former channel, into a new rising channel, but is now near the top of that channel. However, an accelerated move through here could get this up to the 11 3/4 range up there rather shortly. Secondary target at 14. Big move today for ESIC, jumping 18.8% on 1.5 million. That's the biggest volume since, well, I'm looking at the chart going back a couple years. Yeah, the biggest volume in a year and a half, and significant price volume surge of 75 cents to close at 473, just 2 cents off the high. Now there is lateral resistance right here, but if we gap up tomorrow or extend it, we can see $5 short term. We can see around the $5 range as quickly as tomorrow, and maybe an extension beyond that up towards the 5.5 range. IMOS, this small semiconductor manufacturer, popped a week and a half ago from a beautiful flag for a week and a half, and then today popped 92 cents or 10.5%. Volume picked up. The stock, if it does get through this line, and we're right at it here, could see an extension and a run up towards 13 short term, but we'll set a target at 11.5 for each short term traders. INCY Incyte jumped 95 cents or 5.5%, 3 million shares traded today. Technical surge. The stock broke out of its month-long down channel and back above the 21 and 50-day to close within pennies of its high. If we get an extension here, this stock could run quickly to 19.5, maybe as high as 21 to test its key overhead resistance in that level. Beyond that, longer-term resistance up around the mid-20s, but that's a ways from here. JVA, a huge day today. Our stock of the day opened at 912, went up to 1285, closed at 1214, up 364, 43%, 3.8 million traded, by far the biggest volume we've ever seen in the stock. And it may not be done. Look for a gap up tomorrow and more upside potentially, or it may just stall in this area and consolidate. We'll see what we get. New swing trade lava today. I've jumped 55 cents or 7.5% on 1.75 million shares as it broke out, and now may be headed towards 8.75, my short-term target. ONTY Oncothyreon extended yesterday's gains with a run up to 682 before backing off. Still up a dime at 661 on 1.1 million shares, but the key is that it broke out of this flag yesterday and followed through a bit today. Now, it did stall and back off of the late May spike high, but I'm looking for a move now that gets us up towards the 780, 85 range. ORS, another big day for this one, popping 91 cents or 46%. 1.84 million is very heavy volume for that stock. However, you can see the pattern that it's in. This rising top line was tagged and it backed off. Now, if we get through 357.8, which is a double top here, the stock could explode towards the 4.5, 4.75 range short term. Longer term target perhaps at 5, 5.5, 6. RMTI, another new all-time high today, up another 62 cents or 4%, moving steadily higher. This could accelerate. I'm looking for a move towards 17, 18 short term. And lastly today is ZAGG, Z-A-G-G, which broke out across key overhead resistance, backed off in a nice 4 or 5 day flag, and today popped 57 cents or 5.5%. Like to see some volume increase and get across the 11.5 range. If it does that, we could see 12.75 my short-term target. That's it for today and this week. You guys have a good weekend. We'll talk to you Monday.